Greetings, adventurers, and welcome to another Monday Map with me, MadDrRob, here on Obsidian. We appreciate you. Thanks for coming. You may notice the map is mostly done already. That's because this is a part two. Yes, a part two of our Monday Maps live from MomoCon. Shout out to MomoCon for having us last month. That was really dope that we got a chance to do all this live. On that show floor, it was crazy. It was a lot of fun. Honestly, check out MomoCon next year if you can. It's a great show. But yeah, it is I, Robert Madison II, also known as MadDrRob on the everywheres, and today we will be completing this map. Gonna make some changes here and there. Gonna do a lot of detail work. I've always wanted to do a good detail stream, so you guys can sort of see the intricacies of how this take the map and go from that flat look to actual 3D and make it look really cool for your players and for yourselves out there. I know all of us map makers go, oh, look at that little detail right there. I can add a little more, and it sort of makes it really cool. You have it all put together, and to sort of see how I do it, so that you guys can hopefully get out there and do it too. Before we hop in, I do want to have a couple announcements. First, shout out to Folk and Myth. I got to be a part of a one-shot, Lantern of Blackspire, so last week. So it was really cool, in the Castle and Crusades RPG system. A lot of fun. I want to thank them again for having me. It was a lot of fun. You can go over to their channel and check it out. It's a good story, good times. Got to hang out with a bunch of cool folks, and I hope to join them again for another round, or at least see the conclusion of that story. So that was a lot of fun. Next up, for any of you out there that will be at Gen Con 2025, you can catch OB out there in them streets. Yes, that's right. We will be in the meat space. We will be live at Gen Con, running games, variety of games, made by Lola Santa over at Third Eye Games. I know myself, I'll be running Ninja Crusade, Bendy. I'm pretty sure I'll be running some games in the PIP system. I think Matt may also be running some games out there in Ninja Crusade as well. So come through, come see us, come say hi. If you see us around anywhere, just wave, say hi. We're friendly, we don't bite. And come hang out, have a good time with us, play some games, sling some spells maybe. And we'll give you more information as we get it in the coming months. So keep an eye out on the socials. Other than that, of course, I have to thank most incredible director of production, Ambe. We appreciate you. Thank you. Make sure I look good, sound good, smell good all over the internet. And without them, I definitely would not be doing so. So, thank you. We got the best TV all over the place. So, with that, I think we're good. I don't think I have any other notes, so we can dive in. Now, if you don't remember, I had this little sketch here. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe you can. From last time, we were making an escape room. Yes, that's right. This is an escape room. Brilliant idea from Embe. I was literally said the words and I was like, I don't know how to do it, but I'm gonna figure it out. Dope. And this is where we got to, 3 of the 4 rooms down. So as I honestly, yeah, escape rooms are awesome. I was like, I haven't made one of these before, and it would be really cool to be able to make a bunch of different biomes or like places to investigate into one little section. I thought it was a really, really cool thing, and I really do like the game within the game type deal with it, which would be a lot of fun. But yeah, with that, we've made our first room here, which is the office room. Your typical office where multiple things abound. Of course, you got paper, items, and display, random statues, lights, bookcases, and a light to let you know that you've successfully completed all of your tasks. From there, we move into the storage room. Boxes abound, levers, switches, crates and barrels, and just trying to figure out how to get everything. Yes, you will need to split up into teams to figure out the things on both sides. And your red light for your full completion. And then outside to a wonderful glade. I'm gonna do a couple touch-ups, and I've seen, as I zoom in, I see little details that we'll touch up, and that's why we're here. But to a wonderful glade where this is, I get a good feel of like fake creatures and riddles and movement here. Like you're actually gone from being inside to outside, to being being more physical to how you want things to move and exist. And then to our final room, which we have not completed yet, but we'll get there. I'm thinking this room may just be the culmination of all of the others. Now, I think I am going to move some of the very small things that I saw that were like, oh, I got it. Like, gonna move some, just select the objects. This painting, take off snap, just move it against the wall. This is the small, these are the small little things. Yeah, something like that. So it's not easy to see when you zoom all the way out, but when you zoom in, you can sort of see some of these little things. Like this particular light here needs to move back a little bit. Like this one. I want it up with no lava room this time. I'm sorry. I chose to be nice to people, I guess. So we do have switches, so maybe there could be lava. Who knows? I have done that before. Surprise pit of lava, I've done before. So no one fell in it. I don't think. No, nobody fell in it, so it's fine. Yeah, I told them afterwards. They were okay with it. My players were fine with it. Okay, so I'm just gonna add another wave over here, and then I'm gonna swap these out because I sort of like how this is. I did this for movement, so this is one of our movement elements, like having to move the rock to the right spot in place. But after doing it and looking back at it, I don't love how I did it, but I have an idea for how to do it, so we're gonna try it out. I'm gonna take the first one out, and that's okay. I just need to know what layers are. 2, great. Objects, grave, yeah. So what we're gonna do is take like a grave, and then we're gonna turn the grave into a draggable spot. We'll take this and do this up here, just so we sort of have it's more of a reference than anything. And I'm going to take another set of greens. This. So right now it looks a little off because this looks more raised than depressed. So what we're going to do is go to paths. I'm going to go to the 300 layer. Hold on, I'm going to check the rock. Rock's on 3. Okay, good. Perfect. I'm going to go to path on the 300 layer and take this ridge. So this grass ridge. Now we're going to do this around the outside for the grass ridge, and then do the dirt ridge in the middle. And what that should do we have a couple extra if we need to mess with it. But yeah. What this should do is sort of give us an edge. I'm going to reduce the smoothness down. Yeah, okay. I'm going to turn the smoothness back up to about 0.6 because I want to round it out over here. I'm going to have a transition grow, transition out, shrink. Oh, I need it to fade out, sorry. Whoosh. And I'll adjust the size of the dirt pile accordingly. What I'm going to do is use this dirt ridge here. I need this to fade in, shrink out. Needs to be smaller. Let's see. Yeah. Have to do. And then we do the same thing. Have it grow, fade. Oops. Shrink. Snap. Right. All I'm going to do is just move these over slightly. They sort of sit on that line. Yeah, that should work. And with the other side, we do the same thing. And all I'm going to do is just get it to the same spot generally. Take the path, edit the points on here just so it sits in the right spot. Turn off snap. Sort of see the two sides of it. And just go back to your grass. Grow. Fade. Yo! Samurai Walker X is in the building. What's up, Matt? Thanks for coming to hang out with us here. This one, I'm going to print to the front. This one, we're going to send to the back. This one, we're going to send to the back. I could probably shorten these up a little bit. What I'm going to do is just take the objects of these rocks. Turn off snap a little bit and just sort of move them up to give them the perspective of being moved. There we go. And with that, oh yeah, that came through. You won the raffle, bro. What did you? Again, shout out to Folk and Myth. They had a really dope raffle. That Matt had entered and won. It was dope. So this looks more like a pathway that you can drag something through. And then what I'll do is use shadow along this edge to sort of, and sort of in the middle to show depth and stuff like that. Exactly what I can do. Yeah, because that's one, that's one, yes. So on 200 layer, I'll just drop a bunch of shadow down here to show depth for drag stuff. Cool. Yes. Now to edit my paths, I was looking at these rocks here. And being silly. I may have to cut these short or just use an ending. Let me see if I have some good endings. opens. Need this N. That's all. Let's take a little bit of searching for. If not, I'll have to make it up as I go. Luckily, these are not too difficult to recreate. And I can get a little fancy with it. Maybe move. Shoutouts to Forgotten Adventures for having so many things that I could use. Sometimes it's a bit much. Oh, yes, of course. As always, today I'm using Dungeon Draft to create this map and utilizing Forgotten Adventures and Tom Kartos map assets. They make great stuff. And so many things, so many choices, but makes for really cool maps. So yeah, if you happen to check out their Patreon or check out their websites, check them out. Definitely give them a look. They are very much worth it. And I think some of these cats are going to be coming to Incarnate soon, so you may be able to catch some of their stuff there. Should be dope. It's looking like these corners are going to be more likely what I need. And then I'll just fill them in with additional oh, sick. One or two. This is some of the thought process that's going in right now, just to make sure I get this. Haha, that was my smoothness, not my width. I may have to change this path. That's okay. One of the best things about this new, some of the new stuff they have for Dungeon Draft. They used to not let you be able to do this, like make these types of edits. This is where it gets tricky because I don't want to make it look janky and artifacty. Yeah, that's what we can do it, and we'll just hide it. That's okay. Oh, that's not too bad. So here's the tricky part. Do we? Yeah. I don't know. Love it when a plan comes together. Thank you, plan. Hide some of the artifacting in the back there. And saving the hard parts for last. I'll do fix that. That's sort of what some of these are for. Like you can just use these to hide stuff. So let's hide it with a little bit of. We'll take some stones and hide it. Let's see. Oh, these are the old legacy styles. Smooth. Yeah, all we're doing is just making these. You can put them above wall. Well, can't put them above wall. Let's put them high for like 400 layers. So when we put shadows on, right on top and right underneath, just so it doesn't stand out too much. And it's sort of, you can use these to give some depth to stuff, and not overshadow the siding we currently have. Yeah, it's pretty deep. So that was just touch-ups to what's already there. Probably doesn't look as the drag marks now. But let's get this final room in place. So now, I like the small cliff. And we may keep that, maybe not. But what we're gonna do, if we are gonna add some rocks in and sort of give this a like bowl feel. So we're gonna utilize this cliff that we've made already. Sort of recreate the outline of this room in this corner. What we're going to do is sort of do this in a bit of tiers. So on the 300 layer, yeah. Actually, we're gonna send this one, but that's on 100. Cool. Send this small one to 2. And then we're going to make a bigger one on 3. And I may have mentioned this before, but a good way to sort of show depth is to start with like a smaller layer, like a thinner, a thin path. You start with the thin path, like right now, I'll do the point. I'll sort of show you. So if we start on like layer 100 with a thin path, that's half. You go up another layer. Let's say it's 1. And then you sort of put that path right on the edge of that one, and go up another layer, up, increment it up. And then when you sort of layer it, looking down from one side, you'll see that it sort of gets, as with normal things, it gets smaller. And layer that with your shadows, create some really cool depth effects. It's pretty dope. We've used it previously on like the canyon walls to show that, it's not just big wall done, but to show that there is increasing, if you're on top, the rocks, then the rock below. So you'd put smaller rocks, pebbles down there to show scale and things like that. That's a cool way of doing elevations. But I'm going to do similar here. To sort of just do, I'm not going to jump to 1.5, but we'll jump to 1. Sort of go from this smaller cliff face to thicker cliff face. Words. That actually looks very good. So what I'm gonna do is do times 1, so I'm gonna do 0.75 for this middle layer. Sort of use this 200 to 2. We'll use that as 3, and then we'll shadow down. So that's pretty dope. Well, as always, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in chat, and I will do my best to answer them. If you have any questions about how the maps are made, ideas, because any cool ideas we may wind up throwing. Yeah, so we're going to use these to sort of represent this area. Switch some of this around. And these are, well, the same type of rock. I think I want to change it. I could make it lava. It could always be lava. I could make it lava. Okay, new idea. All right. The idea of lava has been implanted. We're gonna have a new, there's a new idea forming. Okay, so I do have to set up first. What I'm gonna do is take my pattern shape tool. Ooh. Oh, we got some good. Yeah. All right. Cool. Lava is viable. And to anyone who plays here, wasn't my fault. I wasn't gonna put lava in, but lava was a good idea, so lava's here now. Yeah, I'm thinking this one now has. We've gone from the wood tiles to regular wood floor to grass, and now to like. And so what we're gonna do, I want to incorporate the lanterns from the other the other portions. And what I'm going to do is give them all their little floor. So I'm going to utilize this sort of go backwards. So bottom left will be top right, and we'll sort of go this way. I like the lava look here. I want to see if I can make some sort of cascade slag or something. Like a forge, I think. So melt is possible. Okay. We're gonna make some stuff happen. I do have to like find a couple of these, so this is a cool idea. Now that we're thinking about it. But while we're thinking, let's put in the floor patterns from the other rooms. So in the bottom left, we have water. So we're just going to use need more of a rocky edge. Yes, I know I'm going quickly, but I sort of remember somewhat. Though the viscera is incredible. This is where I can start to grab some of my lava textures and things. Yeah. That's the texture I'm looking for. Okay, we'll see. Texture there. Color is shallow. And then we're just going to trace beneath this guy. Disable the border. We're going to make the deep color a little deeper. or the shallow color a little bit deeper. In order to fix that, just Alt. Cool. And then underneath, once you put down whatever water you want to use, you always go and try to find a water texture to put underneath it. It definitely like changes the whole dynamics of what you got there. You can always just put it below water. You could do that. I may need to lighten the water a little bit. Rotate it. Almost. There we go. Just so the blades are sort of crashing against the edge there. I'm going to use we have figured out which walls we want to use. Cliff. So we're going to deem this a stone wall. Sort of starts path. We're going to make this. And it's going to be a little weird because it's going to be offset with some of the other items within the room. But that's okay. That's sort of the point. Some of this gets a little covered. Yeah, we'll just. To sort of tighten these corners up a little bit. this is gonna have a really dope effect. I like this. This is a really cool idea. I'm gonna start to do is underneath what we've just laid down is lay down our more pyroclastic items. Yeah, these outcroppings of volcanic happiness, you know, like they do. Yes, I'm jumping back and forth between things. Really cool idea. What we're gonna do is this floor. What's it? Down. White. And we're gonna take. So we're gonna go into this corner. Pattern shape. Yep, there you go. Just gonna snap to the corner. Nah. 0 works. We're gonna keep doing this little ridge. All this is whenever you change something, it seems a little bit, you can always add an extra. Give you a little bit more control for what you're trying to drop. So I'll add one here, add one here. Get these nice curves in there. You're really just trying to make sure you cover all of your edges nicely. Red. Sorry. I think I'm gonna have these at a high. I'll have these at a higher level than the others. Look a little weird, but That's sort of the point. I'm gonna have this side be tile. I feel like that is a double overlay that I didn't think about. Yep. Okay, cool. I know which ones they are. Choose this overlay on this tile. So do another similar. And this one is a little different because this one is going to have a statue there. Similar to the statues here, we'll have another. Then after that, we're just throwing lava everywhere. Yo, Sphinx, what's up, man? Thanks for hanging with us. We are doing a part 2 of the Monday Maps live from moment. Finishing up the See, Sphinx gets it. When in doubt, lava. Yet again, anyone who has the pleasure of playing over here, it wasn't my fault. I didn't come up with this. It was a great idea. I had to. That the actual statue sort of mimic what we had before. But I realized our floor is not complete. Go. And with that, what we're going to do is this. Okay, we got lava. We got lava, folks. You know what? There's not enough danger here right now. This last room would be where the encounter tends to happen. It's you complete tasks. Good for you. And the more tasks you fully complete, the more the easier it is to complete the rest of the room. To complete the encounter. This is going to be really just floor is proverbially lava. It will be sort of the hot seat. You've answered all the questions. You've solved the clue. You've triggered the traps. You've answered the riddles. Now comes the fun part. Prepare yourselves. And try not to die. So this entire room series is sort of a knowledge check for players who are like, oh, I'm just gonna make a beef. You have to use the first half of this, and then afterwards it's like for those who are like, oh, I'm just gonna bonk, show off. Ooh. Oh, baby. Alright, so that's a little heavy. Yeah. That may get a little muddy. So I may have to change it. Yeah, make it a little muddy with what we got going on. Let's see what other I can grade. It is kind of the lightest we can get it. But it's sort of just making it all. What do we think about this type of lava rock? Like, you don't want it glowing, that's ridiculous. But like this sort of, I think this looks pretty cool. I think this is a good feel for it. The floor is lava. The rest of it is, got a deeper glow to it, so this seems not the feel we want. Yeah, this is cool. In the lava? Maybe. Ooh, what would live in the... You know, I'm always up for interesting ideas. So if you have an idea of something that lives in the lava, I'd be more than happy to think of something. Oh yeah, the flame geckos. I think, let me get rid of 1, 2, 3. Okay, so not spiders. Okay. Incubating phoenix egg and guarding it are okay. Let's see. Let's take this one out. I can see all of you wondering, Rob, what are you doing? I am doing things. So you guys are coming up with cool ideas, so I am trying to oblige. Yet again, players, this is all not my fault. I'm an unwilling participant. Okay, I'm a very willing participant, but not my idea. I'm gonna just throw some, yeah, give it a glow. Okay, not doing spider stuff. We can do eggs. So I do have these large eggs. Well, it's definitely a decent size for an egg. If I make this, this looks better right now, but I want like something closer to this dragon egg-esque color. I wish it came with its own oh, well, if y'all say so. Alright. This is for inspiration. And then we're gonna make something cooler. Should the phoenix eggs be black, red, or a different color? I have another object I need to find. I like the idea of phoenix eggs and then salamanders. Yeah, that's pretty dope. Yeah, the orange just looks better. Use the gem-like structures from there. Oh, carnivorous fire plants. Okay. All right. Ah, wow. That's busted. All right. Let's see. Filters. Object. Okay, cool. Just want to move this back a little bit. Carnivorous fire plants. Do I have any of those? How would I do it? Seems doable. Seems very doable. Okay, I think I can do that. What I'm gonna do is finish these corners while I get small. Ooh, we got tons of creatures living here. Okay, okay, okay. Actually, that's all doable. I just gotta give some direction. Oh, that's sick. See, this I appreciate all of you for having super dope ideas. This is cool. Great. Going to have put a box and crates like that here, so. I think we could do like these really big plants. Yo, Mark J, that was the other thing that was in my head. And Mark J, thanks for stopping by. The Star Wars event, hosted by Apocalyptic Unlimited, that Mark J, forefronted and helped make a reality that we have, that Obsidian Bruce helped to, is up for a Crit Award. So go over to the Crit Awards, I think today, vote. So yeah, go out there and please, it would be cool if we won. Or go vote for your friends. It is what it is. We don't take it personally, but yeah, that was a really dope event and it went very super proud of everybody that was a part of it. But yeah, go vote for the Crit Award. I knew there was a thing. There was like one more thing. But yeah, that'd be dope. So there are tons of really cool people that are up for awards and things. So a bunch of the homies. And sorry, not Star Wars. The Black History Month thing. Black History Month event. Yeah. We got part of a whole bunch of things. Sorry. Yeah, Black History Month, put on by Apocalyptic, is up for the Crit Awards. Not the Star Wars one. But maybe next year, Star Wars. Maybe next year. I think we can do it. And yeah, if you want to catch any of those, any of the Black History Month streams, they are on YouTube. They were fantastic. So it was awesome. Like, just go check all the things out all over the place. We got all Black folks. We out here. We got so many cool things, and people just need to recognize how dope we are. But yeah. Mark, man, it was a pleasure to be a part of it, man. Glad it can help. Make some cool magic happen. Now, you all have said some cool ass ideas. I'm going to stone that, and a stone A, and dark stone A. Down to the bottom. I said that these corners exist for a reason. And then to give that some zhuzh, just gonna underneath that 200 layer. Oh, too big. I think we're gonna have a bunch of caves just popping out of everywhere. I was gonna let people slide and just have monsters down here, but y'all said a whole ecosystem worth of horrible things. And that just sounded dope. I get these really large things, so I'm like, nah. Now I need my flowers. I'm gonna let me tie that back to the wall. And I zoom in just because I'm trying to match the strata of one rock to the strata of another. Forgotten Ventures does a very good job. And then just dropping it so that nobody notices the difference. Now we need some big, crazy flowers. Do some large flowers. Small flowers don't quite do it. We may need some. I may have to look in like plants or something as well. Yeah, these multicolor plants are going to be it. So the party entering through the door after having successfully completed all of the tasks of plants and animals to contend with, all protecting these phoenix eggs. Yeah, this is exactly what we needed. I think what I'm gonna do is put some of a couple of these smaller ones and have it just growing out of these. It's the massive ones that you gotta be worried about. Those are the ones that'll lash out and try to grab. Exactly. It's not just a little rinky-dink thing for some phoenix eggs. Yeah, we are gonna surround them with green, because it's odd. While it would be too hot to maintain, these are special. It's magic. A wizard did it. But volcanic soil does tend to be mineral, so it would be a good idea. Some extra green behind it, plus it makes it pop a little bit. Do. Yeah. And we're putting all these on different layers just so that when we pop in shadows, they pop out. It looks a little cooler. Let's see, even with that, you can sort of see it. Let's see. 2 large flowers. Actually, I'm going to use Ambe's idea and have them live closer to some of these openings here. So we'll start with those. I'm going to create a little bit of a space for people to come out on this. And then sort of create some more rough terrain over here. So we're gonna, as always, we gotta play with our luck. Sort of dropped into this pit here. Wanna you can give them the high ground a little bit, possibly. This we're gonna drop this down to the 100 layer and make it bigger. This one go out here. Sort of have this snake in and just agree with this one. We're going to take this one, move it up to 3. Okay, that's good. This is on 1. So that way we can put in that's smart. You gotta keep the temperature. You got some. So this is just keeping it to yeah, I did it. Yeah, get another entrance. Yeah, it's not rocky enough. Too rocky. Just right. And this will sort of play with the size. So it sort of shows you. I'll just slope it back a little bit. So I'll just make a little shadow going more towards the mouth. So this is coming up to the room. Definitely not where you want to go. But it also shows how high. This is where this is coming into. And so it just gives your players something down. All the ridges are going up into. Sort of makes it kind of. But I agree that these plants should be. Yeah, these large. Keep it. I'm gonna put a couple of just regular green plants around to sort of give it that weird juxtaposition of like natural green to unnatural. Drop that to 200. I like the look of it, but like the big leafy plant, but it doesn't hit the same way. Even the gotta do too much to match it. It's the lily pads just hanging out. This is the absurdity of just like, oh, in the middle of where'd these come from? This is just for me. It gives it a little bit of character. I said we're gonna drop some regular green plants. Exactly. You see? And that's ooh. The trick is getting to be able to do all this before the room is too much of a problem. But I think that's a little bit easier said than done here. This path is 200. Okay, so I have to make this. I'm gonna drop this path to 100. It's fine, nobody knows it. I'm gonna go with these plants with the little the peppers. Like, it's a weird thing to have. It sort of looks like the buds before it grows into this guy. My favorite thing about this is that for all of you who chose to just grab Fireball, nope. Burning everything is probably the worst. Yeah. Checks. I notice I'm dropping these down to 100 layer just because they don't need to be up higher. I'm not having too much stuff on top of them, and since the water is below on the -100 below water layer, I can still start doing like putting stuff on 100 and it doesn't affect anything. I have to just use this dusty coal egg. This one's really cool. I really like it, but it sort of doesn't sit right. And I don't know. Try something. If I take this, put this here, and take this. Nope, it just puts it in shadow. Sometimes you can, depending on what color they choose to make things and how they choose to define it, you can get like an outline shape, but they did not do that this time. I'm surprised they didn't give the color dynamics with this one. Green. And then bigger orange. So we have a bunch of these plants that they were active plants, but also animated. So I need to put them closer just so it can reach out and touch somebody. And I don't like the way that looks. This is what I was looking for. Smelting slags and chunks. Which we always do. It's just a cool thing. I'm gonna put this at 300. And just do this large slag like a volcano, like lava. It's magma falling down. That one. I think I may just eliminate that a little bit. But we can create cracks in the ground or puddles on the floor. You could sort of use these to illuminate stuff. Yeah, enemies entering from left, right, back. Your back's against the wall here. You have high ground, water. They need some place to hide. But it's not fair if you do not have a place. I can be generous. I'll give you a couple places to hide. Ish. Can't really hide from a salamander that's coming to get you. Not a lot of hiding room, but here, there, here. Go into the water. You can hop up. Yeah. And I think we're just going to give this a little bit more contouring this way. Down, so high ground, low ground. Found a different idea. I can only grab objects. Perfect. But I like the idea. Yes. Whoa. And I could use this as stalactites. Yeah, I'll just make it just cave black. Just let it sit there. That's like a massive stalactite. Just put some shadow around it. Small ones. Ooh. There we go. That was starting to look interesting. These 300. What I want to do is take this smelting slag and ore. So we can have some like oozing out. Yeah. Only a slight fire hazard to have. Have some of these oozing. It's like fiery coral. It's fine. Exactly. Like they feed off of the rocks. Some of these like fiery bits inside the stalactites. So it gives people places to hide. And people, like, you can sort of tuck it. It's not always the nicest over oh, and I wanted to save. Last thing I wanted to do was give a couple of these I'll go for an edge. And on like, yeah, 200 layer underneath everything, sort of. Actually, somewhere. That's a good thought. That's right. Give people places to get the high ground, sort of keep the fight contained in the middle. And I'm just going to put a couple of extra bits, pieces. Shadow on top of that, shadow on top, shadow below that. It's gonna have extra shadow there. I feel like there should be one more flower right. You can run from the danger, but you cannot hide from it. Plant's large. Yeah. That's what I'll do. I think we're just going to use like the straight cave here. And then take this back. Fix a little peak there. That's easy. We're just gonna take, doesn't matter if we blow one. Yeah, so yeah. A little extra flow from that. I think that looks pretty dope. Pretty cool. And now we're just gonna, we've got our fire coral, we've got our phoenix eggs, and our lava pit of doom, the final chapter. Gonna add our lights in, and then I think we're just gonna go do some shadow work. I can sort of how that works, and then sort of fits in with everything. Lanterns, top. Then it is lights. Yeah. Move that. With how it works, and then this red. There. And as we said last time, each lamp will get of some sort, provided they're able to figure out. So but yeah, let's get to some shadow work. And so as you see right now, it's good. It's finished. It's got all the details sort of. With the shadow, we're going to start making things pretty cool. So one of the things we like always use shadow circles B64. It's sort of one of those standard shadow circles, nothing crazy. Oops. 200. Yeah. Gotta probably differentiate my stuff real fast. That's 3, 2, good. That's 4, good. I dropped it. Okay. Take the case off. Drop that to 100. Drop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 200. Drop that to 300. And put that. This way, when I put a shadow on the wall, it sits properly. That's typically the first shadow we do. So go up to your 400 layer. Set it. It's just a slight scroll. And if you want to have a deep shadow, even for 1, this is the shadow you want to use here. So these items are fine. They're just on the wrong layer. All those. Just want to put them in. So when they're at 300 layer, anything that's at 400, it'll get covered up. Yet again. All right. Back to shadows. Snap. And you can just sort of hold the corner, drag across. Anything that's funky, fix. Now, I'm immediately seeing a slight issue. It's just that it's a little bit too dark, and it sort of covers some of the items, which I don't want. So I'm going to turn the opacity of it down. That way it doesn't cover up too much, and you can still see the items. Corners are dark because corners are dark. But always illuminate other things. So we go to 300 layer. Snap. Just with that little drop shadow, the statues pop more. Go to the 200 layer. A shadow beneath the chair. Make the chair pop. Need plants. And you're just doing it, you don't have to make it too dark, just doing it to highlight there. Now for all these books on the floor, you'd want to drop onto, see it's below it, make it small. Then over any of the bigger pieces, just gone from looking really flat to not so flat. And you don't have to grab everything. Something can just top of the table. All these papers and stuff, like they're 300, but you want to bring them to the, because the table is also at 300. You can do is, since this is in the middle of the room, too much of an issue. Nothing's gonna have a shadow on top of it. What you do is you just sort of highlight papers. Move those to 400. Gives it its own little place to play, so that when you place down all of your on the either 300 layer or these go from just being sort of there, having a little texture to them. Get a little fancy with which ones you use. I have this one. And see, now they pop out a little bit. Looks like they're just actually on the desk, not just flat. And we'll do the same thing for the books. And you can see I'm not actually highlighting the, and sometimes that just helps to accentuate shadows are being cast and things like that. Now, as for making things stand out, I think we've gone over this before, but we'll do it again. This is where we use our wibbly wobbly step. What it does is give a little bit more depth to our items here. And so I like to go like around desks and benches and things like that. As you can see, the shadow goes over the chairs. And the hardest part is finding where the end is. So I always suggest snapping the first part. And then once you've gone all the way around, just re-snap it to the end. See, it just snaps now. The table went from looking rather flat, like this one does now, to having some depth, and the shadows going over the chairs, and the table depth. Everything pops out. I'm gonna do the same thing over here. I've kept the smoothness on just so I can go around. This table's kind of fancy, so I don't typically do that. But it is working, so we'll take it. You sort of want to stay as close to the edge as possible. That, boom. Your tables have depth. You can do the same thing around your bookcases. Right. Sort of want to go underneath it. You can go over the top, it doesn't really matter. It's just you don't want to get caught here, right? This looks weird. So you choose the layer right underneath it. For this one, you may want to get a bigger width. And then you have a bunch of other cool little tricks you can do. So if you take a double-sided shadow path, let's get off walls. put it in these grooves and make them look darker. Give them a little depth. It's just doing that over top of some of these as well. You don't have to put them where it looks like there's some depth right here. Small one right here, right? Just to highlight things, it gives cool shadow effects. Display case, I'm going underneath the top layer so the case handle can pop out versus putting it on top of it. It would look weird. Going underneath doors just to make sure they look normal. Anything you think is important, like chests and things, a little shadow will give a good highlight. Like this room is pretty much done. One thing we would do, so pictures and stuff. Yeah, cool. Sort of finish off that one. Now I can sort of show you how this really looks in practice. Going to this one. As always, get our shadows. Put these on 3. We can make those pop a little bit. Under. Trust me. It seems like some of the tedious part, but these are the little bits and pieces that make your map go from looking okay to looking great. The fact that Dungeon Draft has these things, and like Incarnate has them. There are some map making utilities that do not have shadow. After a while of using it, I'm like, they don't look right. It's not jumping off the page for literally just those shadows. Needless to say, I probably won't be showing those, showing off those particular ones. So I've been showing off this little step tool here, and I want to show you guys some cool stuff. So you see it, like these boxes here, these boxes, the barrels are grouped boxes. So we have these singular boxes here. You see they're pretty much very to bookcases and stuff like that, where we would take the wibbly wobbly. Let me see how one looks. Yeah, we can just do that. Yeah, make 1.25. On these, you just sort of going to take the smoothness. Take the smoothness off. Or we want to hit these corners kind of sharp. Layer and do the same thing for this box. This one I'm going to make this 1.5. This is important because you want to sort of show a longer on these. And if you don't think the shadow is long enough, you can grab this shadow half 40 and then drop that either over or underneath the step, and you can see it casting a bigger shadow, which makes sense because there's a light there. Standard box, said before, and it's easiest to go to left and right. This thick line being right outside the outline is what gives it that stacking effect, that extra color on it. I love that. What I'm gonna do is split these boxes up a little bit. That seems weird. But you see what I'm gonna do with it. Because these boxes are both on 200. Path out this shadow, then path out this shadow right next to it. And just that little bit of space and that little bit of shadow gives a little bit of character to it. And what we can do sort of shrink it a little bit. Nobody will notice. Turn the box sideways. Now these boxes actually look like they're separated, actually look like there's something between it. And we're going to do this last one over here with our regular style. I'm going to keep the spaces in here. So what we're going to do, start from up here. Drag this all the way back. The spaces of darkness that gives that cool look. 300. And just that look now. Those boxes look stacked. They look like they're coming off the ground. Now look way different than the barrels and boxes that next to it. And this is where we start to get tricky and technical. Okay. Oh, as you can see, this is all on 200 layer here. What I'm going to do is grab a path at 300 layer. Well, first I'll do it at 200. And I'm going to sort of trace some of these boxes, but just the bottom ones. Like this box here, that box, a little bit of that box and that box. Just going to trace it real light. It doesn't have to be perfect. See, it's underneath stuff, so it doesn't clash too much. And because this is 200 is the same layer, the paths will be underneath the item. But as you can see, already starting to look better. Looks a little bit deeper. Now what we're going to do is go over top some of this with this path, with this wibbly wobbly step path. This is where it gets a little tricky, but you'll see the difference. Right here, I want this one box to be open. So I'm going to put that right outside of its corner, and I can even wrap it around. I didn't give myself a good starting place. I'll start here then. But you can see it, right? As I wrap around, box, shadow out a little bit. Now this box looks bigger than this box. That's standing out, has that shadow. If I take a smaller shadow and just drop from here to here, and then here to here, back around. Now this box is over these sets. Oops. I do the same thing for this box here. So start in this corner. Just over these other boxes. You can see the shadow bleed onto. So now these look a little bit in shadow. You can also take these shadow paths, these doubles. Take in like a shadow path 40, make it small, 0.2. Turn the smoothness all the way up. And wrap it around. Now this looks like the sack is resting on this one. And now, what was a flat stack of boxes now looks like a bunch of boxes that you actually stack. And that'll get you a nice cool look to your pieces. Alright, so. And if you don't like the hard lines, you can always add the, get a little shadow onto the path. These are the type of things that make it cool. This one actually brings your back to life. These are the types of things that your players won't notice, and that's the good part. It just, if you don't do it, it's when your players. I'm giving you guys all the tools to make sure that when you do dope stuff like that, and then stuff comes out together. Oops, still fading. So I'm gonna do the same thing over here. Get my boxes. And yeah, this is the tedious part, but it's worth it. Whenever I'm like, oh, I'll just go do the details after. But it really does make the final product. Like this one, they cut off the corners a little bit. What you gotta do is just drop another point somewhere.
Yo, that's classic. Tachi, where you going?
Take underneath that. What I'm gonna do is fade in. So now these are shaded. All you do is turn your smoothness back up. And like I said, this doesn't have to be perfect. You'll get some cool touches as you get better. Fade. Go. But yeah, this is just a little bit of a tutorial on how to use shadow. It makes your maps stand out more. How to turn your map from just things you place down to a livable space, things that have the world. Same way when you tell your stories, to make the world. These aren't just pictures on the ground, these are actual crates here. putting a little bit of shadow. These corners. Those wonders. See, now they make the shine actually shine. Barrels are hard, somewhat, just because you want to make sure you're getting all the parts of it, but you don't have to be as careful. That's when you go on top of stuff to make it look cool. Now, what I'm doing here, and I have to redo them. I'm gonna fade for these. Is going over it with 60. This double-sided shadow paths. What that's gonna do is give the illusion of depth on the sides as well as on top, whatever is there on the rounded sides. On the flat sides, we'll use our wibbly wobbly. Okay, now these barrels look like they're more underneath. Top and bottoms. What you can do, you can shrink and grow them. So end to end. And for these ropes, just be careful. Something like this, a little tricky, because it makes sense. have that barrel outline. And this one you may just want to carefully path. Yeah. See, now those barrels look more like something's there. For ropes, use shadow path A4, thin as possible, right underneath it. And all you're doing is tracing you're just tracing the rope. Maybe a little darker because we're in shadow. And this one doesn't have to be perfect, because ropes, you know. And then over top of it, take a lighter one. And that's hidden. These are more out in the open, it's more out in the this one, I'll go back to I know this is part of the tutorial, but if you have any, definitely do not mind answering. Sorry about that. Any questions? Paintings that I said before, just sort of there. What's in there? one's gonna be a little bit different. Let's only start there. You can see immediately as I put the shadows down, all the plants start to pop. Same way the trees pop. Rocks get a little bit more defined. For this one, the trees.
It's fully loaded, baby.
Both walls. And the shadows are fine. It's just the tree top that goes above the wall. On the 400 layer, what would I do? That's what's bad. So I'm going to take the shadow path A60 and bracket edge. I'm going to drop this underneath everything. Highlights the edge, just that. I can bring it out a little bit more, give that more depth, to bring it in more, give it less depth. And here, we're just going to go out as far as we can. Back in a little bit. Yeah. That's a little different than what we normally do. Looks very cool. That gets your rock face highlighted. Just a little bit. That's mostly it. Yeah. I think there's one. You can do a little something on one of the rocks if you want to. There. As I said before, just make it small. And then path, fade. And then just go right in the cracks with rocks and stuff like that. That's how you make rocks look a bit more weathered. And here we're going to do something a little similar. is as before. You have the ability to sort of go in and out with the shadow. As we go down. You can see I'm sort of letting it die off into some of these items. And go over this one here. Cool. Since the floor is a little darker, I'm doing a double tap on these. And then just light shadows around the stalactites. Only thing we do now, everything looks pretty good. Everything's popping the way you want. Save that. Add some lights. Small glows. A pale white green glow. It's here. And here. That light blue glow. That goes here. And here. The red glow. That goes here. And here. And then that hot orange glow. There. Everything else is just so like these lights here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool. Filters, lights. What do you do? Turn them. Fit them. And then you can give each room its own little ambient light glow. That's what I like to do. Is this room that weird green? I don't like this one. This nice pink. Thank you. I'm glad it's hitting. And this one with blue. It's just, yeah, it's just. And this one, actually, you want to light with like a white, like an outside. Yeah. And then you'd want to light this one with like a fire red, like it's reddish orange. What you can always do is grab stuff, so grab your objects, and make them block light, so you can see your deeper shadows around stuff if you want. Which I kind of think is kind of cool. Block some light. Sort of gives obvious spaces for people to hide. So, like shadows or statues should block light. Provided everything wants to cooperate. Okay, cool. So, yeah. I think everything else is no. But with that, I think we good. Thanks, Frank. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I know this is Tails always, but it's what really makes all these stand out more than anything. You wind up with some of these. Crystal didn't sell right. Yeah. Orange works, but it's like it doesn't stand out enough, you know? Yeah. Now things pop. Now things look like they're supposed to. And what we're gonna do is put really, really tiny little pinpricks that shine on each of the dragons. Oops. I may have to redo this one. With that, I think we are good. Welcome to the escape room. Figure your way through to a fiery end. Gotta use your wits, gotta use your teamwork, gotta use your strength. You'll get through. It should be cool. This came out really well. Thanks everybody for your idea. Like, definitely get cool juxtapositions of everything throughout the whole map. It came out really. I hope you guys had fun. Thanks for sticking around. This will be up on the interwebs soon. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it. And again, Crit Awards, take a look. If you're gonna be at Gen Con, what's up? We'll be around. Yet again, thank you, Ambe. We appreciate you making the internet the best. And with that, I think we are good. Sphinx, don't apologize. No, there's no any torment that my players suffer. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. Nothing to worry about. For everybody, thank you for sticking around. We love you. We appreciate you. And come back next time for another fun, dope map. Again, stay cool. It's hot outside, so stay cool. We appreciate you. We love you. That. Thanks, y'all. Peace.